A guy named Chris, and what I want to show you today is a solution that a business analyst came to me about with one of our clients. When a new lead was being created for a client in Dynamics 365, an email was being sent to an admin who was then logging into CRM, assigning the license, or assigning the lead to a salesperson, and then that salesperson was receiving an email. So I talked with our business analyst. I said, why can't we just bypass the logging in, send an adaptive card? So as a test, knowing that I could do it, I wanted to demonstrate this to the business analyst, so started creating one. So today we're going to go through and create a quick adaptive card. Let's get started. Share the screen. As with everything adaptive card related for us, I've got a couple pages up here set up for me. I've got flow, I've got some templates from the adaptive designer, and we can even close this, the actionable messages. So what I like to do, first off, we're going to create a manual one. Now, actually, we're not. When we did this, let's just do the same one that our client wanted. I needed to go to an environment that had Dynamics 365 sales. So went to there. We're going to build our own. We're going to select Dataverse. When a row is added, modified, or deleted, we're actually going to go back to Dataverse and do a list rows. So what we need to do here in this overall system, we're going to set this up so that when a lead is added, we're going to come down, find the leads table. We're just going to go to the organizational level, which is good. We don't need to filter any columns. We can add a couple here if we needed to reduce the amount of data being pulled back. But we'll do that. I'll show you in a second what we can do there. Table name here. So what we're doing is when we pull back when the lead is added, we want to pull back a list of users from CRM, because those are the users that are going to be assigned. So we'll come down and we'll select users. Now in here, this is where what I want to do is add a couple things. We don't need to pull over all the usernames, but we will want to pull over the ID. Let's just go huge. Looking on my other screen here for a second. We want to sort this. Again, I don't do this all the time, so I want to get this right for you. We're going to just sort by full name. We're also going to filter to make sure is disabled equals false and is licensed equal true, because we only want to assign it when we have a licensed person. And we're going to pull back just 3 different fields. First one is the GUID. Second is the full name. Third one is actually email address that we can email the person if we need to, when we need to. Once we have this, I do like to just save. Probably should have saved it other than untitled. So let's go back here. So it saved it automatically with the list. We're going to say lead adaptive card. Save that. Now, what we can even do here, test. Now, what I'm going to do real quick is log into our environment. So at Opal here, we have quite a few environments. So just going into the main one. And what we want to do with this overall adaptive card, one of the reasons I want to show you this is how easy it is to do. I've also run into a couple issues that I've written other blogs for that are very, very quick and easy. But the more we can get this out there in adaptive cards, I feel like the better. I've used them multiple times now. They're really nice, simple, and to set up. There are some caveats that need to be set up, but as we're going through, I'll point those out. So test lead. Five. Now one reason I'm doing this is we can reuse this a couple times as we're going through. So by creating a lead, what you're going to see as this is thinking, successfully ran. So I want to show you very quickly. So picked it up, perfect. And then here, we can get the outputs. There's our output. It's a lot, but it is the right output. So we're going to go back to editing. And this is where we're going to select from the data operations. We're going to get the value from the list. And the big things you want for adaptive cards is a title and a value. It's case sensitive. So title, we're going to pull over full name. And the value, we're going to pull over the user. This is your GUID ID, the system user ID that we've selected. Next, we're going to compose. When you start doing adaptive cards, the compose is very important. We're going to rename this. We're even going to do another compose for the adaptive card itself. Now, we don't have anything to put in the adaptive card at this point, but if we come up here, one of the ones that I saw was just the adaptive card calendar reminder with events because it had the drop down. Now we can really pick any of these, and we could even start from scratch. What normally I do, find one that's got something similar, and then we will go to the designer. Make sure while you're in here, there's a couple things to make sure. 1.0 is best for, currently I should say at the time of this meeting, for Outlook, actionable messages. So we're going to go to change it to 1.0. We're also going to change it to select host to output action. This choice is here. I do not need. I will re-add it just in a second. But we're going to add another one. We're going to keep choice sets. We're going to keep this and we'll replace this in the other system. The other thing to do is a placeholder text. Give me a second. Let's delete this. And over here, we're just going to put, please update the lead. We're going to do a text box here. And this will replace in the other system as well. I'm just going to say lead. That's placeholder text. This is just to say, please select. We're also going to do actionable message, add an action, HTTP. Now, we say user. At this point, our card is updated to the point where we can actually utilize this. One thing I do want to point out is if I were to go, and this would work perfectly, if this could work perfectly, I'd put this in, this choice set would not show. It's because I need an ID. I ran into this before. When you select the input.choiceset as a new record, it does not include the ID, so we need to add this. I only have one choice set. Choice set. At this point, we're going to copy the, don't select and copy, just hit copy payload card. You can also preview it if you want. And then what we're going to do is go back to our here and paste. Hit save. Always like to hit save. Now even version went to 4. I'm going to put it back to 0. So we can get rid of this speak aspect body. Please update delete owner. This topic here. So what we can do is now that we have this, we can actually add in fields. So I'm going to scroll down and select topic. For the choice sets, one of the things that we did with this select here and then this compose user is this now has an output. So what I can do, sometimes a little finicky. Okay, so comma's still there. There's our choices. Now I got rid of the semicolon or the colon, so let's put that back in, and then we're going to put the output. Now, as soon as you would have an error, it will pop up on the right-hand side, erroring out. Now, I want to just make sure this is running, and then we'll show you how to include the additional actions down here. So we're going to save. So we've composed the adaptive card. Let's put that. We're going to do a new step where we're actually, once you've composed the adaptive card, and there's a lot of, I did not find this myself, there's a lot of articles out there and some help. What we're going to do is we need to put this in a very specific format. We have script type, application, / adaptive card plus JSON, and we're encapsulate that with the script and put the output from the adaptive card in there. So be careful. Even if I had that selected there, it sometimes puts it at the end. And now from here, we can actually send the email. I've been choosing select V2. Once we come in here, again, another caveat that's out there, we want to make sure that this body format is in format. So once we have that, we can compose here. I'm going to send this to myself. We're going to do ask new. Okay, so let's see. We've already run this once, so let's come back in here. Succeeded. Email. There we go. Perfect. So please update the lead. And look, we have the names of the individuals that have licenses within our organization. So here's the next question. What do we do with the assignment? I'm going to stop the video, come right back. This is some guy named Chris, and we'll pick it up real quick.